So today we will discuss about what are the different kinds of programming languages. So the first one is machine language, the second one is assembly language, and we also have the high level languages. There are three kinds of languages. The first one is a machine language, the second one is a assembly language, and the third one is a high level languages. Okay, just I will give you a brief introduction at first. What is a machine language? Machine language is nothing but a language which is near to the machine. So if you take the computers, this machine language is very much near to the computer. This machine language can easily access the computer peripherals, so because it is very much near to the computer, so that's what you have to remember. The machine language is nothing but 0 1 combination, 0 1 0 1 1 0, whatever may be the type of pattern, but it's a combination of 0 and 1 pattern. So this kind of language where the format will be in the form of zeros and ones, we are calling this as a machine language. What is machine language? Only machine can understand this language. Only machines can understand this language. That's why it is called as a machine language. Only machines can understand this language. Humans can never understand this language. Okay, of course we may understand, but it is very difficult for the human beings to understand this language, but it's very easy for the machines to understand this language. That you need to remember. We will discuss very in a simple manner. Next, what is assembly language? So in assembly language, what we have is, we need to remember some commands. We have some commands, we need to remember them. So remember the commands. Remember the commands. For example, if I want to copy one file, contents of one file to another file, for example, x is one file and y is one file, then all the contents or the data in file y will be copied to file x. So let us say this is an example, right? So you need to remember the commands. Okay, so simply I am giving what is the easy overview of each of the language, and also an example for the languages. So next one is the high level language. High level means that which is spoken by the human. Okay, that which is spoken by human beings. Human beings are considered to be high level people when compared to machines. That's why the languages like English and all, okay, which actually involves some English which the human beings can understand easily, those languages we are calling it as a high level languages. Okay, try to remember. So just I am giving a brief overview of them, just to tell you that they are very easy. Then I will elaborate the topic by evaporate the concept topic by topic. Okay, elaborate the concept, sorry. Next, what is the next one? So what is a programming language? A programming language is used to communicate with the computer. If you take a human language like common languages like English, okay, or Telugu, these languages, how these languages are acting as a mediator between the first person and the second person. Okay, so the similar way, okay, there is a communication, there should be a communication. For that you need a language, right? For communication we need a language. For communication we need a language, and the language that which is used between the human beings for communication, we are calling it as a HLL. What is that? HLL means high level language. Okay, HLL means high level language which is used for the communication between the two human beings. But if you take a programming language, it will be a communicator between the human being and a computer, between human and system. because the system can never understand the HLL, high level languages like English. This cannot be understandable by the computer, cannot understand HLL. So it can only understand some kind of programming languages. So example for programming languages are C. You might have listened to these words: C++ and Java. Okay, Oracle. These are all called as a programming. Of course, Oracle is not a programming language, but the thing is C and C++ and Java, these are called as the programming languages. So a programming language is nothing but the language which can be understandable by the computer. If a human being wants to communicate with a computer system, then he has to use the programming language, because programming language can only be understandable by the computer. That's why. Okay, so let us go into each of them. So first, we have to know what is a programming language. A programming language consists of a set of keywords and syntaxes. Okay, let us go. Do you know what is meant by keywords? Keywords means a fixed word. You need to call this as a this only. You need to call that as a that only. Okay. For example, fan is there. You have to call it as a fan only. You cannot call it as a door, right? That is a keyword. Keyword means which has a fixed meaning. Okay. So we are not going much into it. Next one is syntax. Do you know syntax? For example, if you take a simple present tense, the syntax can be something like subject plus verb plus object. There will be a formula, right? Here also, if you want to write something in English, what is the formula? You need to use the tenses and syntaxes. If you want to have use simple present tense, you have some other formula like that. Syntax means the format in which you need to address it. That is called as a syntax. Okay, of course, we will go about just you remember this. Next one, it is a language to communicate with the computer. I already told you, it's a language to communicate with the computer. Between the human being and computer, there is a mediator, that is a programming language. Without programming language, a human being cannot interact with the computer system. The next one is a third point. What it is saying, they are used to write a computer program which instructs the computer to do a particular task. For example, a human being is there, the same thing, and what he will do, he will command the computer. Okay, he will order the computer, a computer do this for me. But if we want to give some commands or instructions to the computer, he must use a programming language. Programming language is a way to communicate with the computer, is a way to order the computer. Okay, next there are three types of programming languages: machine language, assembly language, and what is the other one? High level language. Let us go for machine language. It consists of zeros and ones. So for example, if you take the programming language, if you take a programming language, let us say anything like C language, it then after that it will be converted into the machine language. What it will be converted? Machine language. Then the machine language will be sent to the computer. Okay, don't confuse. I already said that this computer can only understand the programming language. Of course, it cannot directly understand the programming language. Of course, it can understand, but not to the most extent. So what it will do, it will convert this into the machine language so that it can be easy for the computer to understand. So a programming language like C will be converted into the machine language like ones and zeros, 1101, whatever may be the pattern. Then this can be directly understandable by the computer. So here I will take an example here. I'm taking something like 10. If you type 10 from the keyboard, it can never be understandable by the computer. Computer cannot understand this one. So what it will do, it will convert this 10 to the machine language. The machine equivalent, there's a machine language equivalent, or the binary equivalent of 10 is this one. So 1010 is nothing but 10. So how did I do it is simply you write the letters like 1248. Okay, first you write 1248. If you want to convert 10 into binary format, what you have to do is you have to write 1, then multiply it by 2, then multiply it by 2, again multiply it by 2, 4, again you multiply it by 2, 8. Still you can go 16, 32, like that. Okay, first you need to write like this. Then 10, in order to get 10, what are the numbers that we need to add? Okay, what are the numbers that we can need to add in order to get 10? Is nothing but 8 plus 2. So that's why I am putting 1 and 1 under 8 and 2. The remaining are taken as 0. So the binary equivalent of 10 is nothing but 1010. Similarly, can you tell me what is the binary equivalent of, I'm taking something like 8, not the 8, or else I can take it as 9. What is the binary equivalent of 9? Can you tell me? I am putting 1 here, into 2, 2, into 2, 4, into 2, 8. These are enough to get the 9. So, in order to get the 9, I have to add the numbers like 8 and 1, right? So 8 is nothing. So 8 plus 1. This one I have to take, and this one. So here I am putting ones, and the remaining I am putting it as 0. 1001. Right? So this is the binary equivalent. I hope you have understood. Now can you tell me what is the binary equivalent of 11? Can you tell me what is the binary equivalent of 11? I am writing here 1248. So can you tell me what is the binary equivalent? I hope all of you are there. What is the binary equivalent of the word letter? What is that? The number 8. Under this, you need to write some ones or zeros, right? Now, can you tell me, can you message me what is the binary equivalent of 11? Actually, the second chapter will be dealing only this one, right? Yes, can you message me what is the binary equivalent? Sai Kumar, it's not 2. Okay, Mastan. 1011. People are saying 1011. Now I'm writing here 1011. Let us see whether it is correct or not. 1011. So all the ones are added, right? So what I'm going to add here? I'm going to add this one, that is 8, and also this one, that is 2, and also this one. So 8 plus 2 plus 1. So 11. The answer is right. I hope the rest of the people can understand this. Okay, I'm checking whether it is correct or not. I put 1011 here as they said that this is the answer. Mastan and some other people has told that 1011 is the answer. Now I'm adding only those numbers above those ones. 1 1 1. So 8 2 1. I'm adding them. I'm getting 11. So the answer is correct. You can also check like this in the reverse way. So what about others? Durga Prasad, this is not the right answer. You have to give it in the form of, you know. What about others? So I'm removing this. So machine language you have understood. Machine language is nothing but the binary language. I already given the example. If I typed something like 10 from the keyboard, it cannot be taken as 10 because 10 cannot be understandable by the computer. It will convert it into its own form of understanding. That it will convert into the binary language like ones and zeros. Okay. So how it converts, what is the method, I already told you. So right now we are discussing about what? Machine language. This language can be understandable by machine, not by the user. Okay, it consists of zeros and ones. Very clear. All the programming language must be converted. So whatever may the programming language, it can never be directly understandable by the computer. It must be whatever may be the thing. It can be a programming language, can be high, it can be by, for example, I typed some letter something like hi. So what it will do, it will convert this into again the letters ones and zeros only. Whatever may be the text that you have written will be converted into ones and zeros only very fast, because a computer cannot understand hi, a computer cannot understand bye. So that's why nowadays the computers are called as what? Digital computer. So we will know this word, we know this word that like digital computer. Why we are calling this as a digital computer? Why? Because everything will be converted into digits like 0 and 1. That's why everything will be converted into zeros and ones form, then only stored. That's why we call sometime that digitally they will be stored. Okay, digital storage, what it means, everything will be digitalized or converted into the digits like zeros and ones, then it will be stored. Okay, so what the other thing, the fourth one, machine language executed on one computer may or may not run on the other computer. For example, I have written some file something like xyz hi. Now this file is converted into the machine language like 1100100001. Let us say. So this is there in the first computer. Let us say this is there in the first computer. I cannot run this on the other computer. May or may not be run. In some cases, I cannot guarantee that this machine language code can be executed on other computer, the second computer. So it depends. Okay, because every computer understand the machine language, so that the same machine, the other machine may have some other features or some other configuration, it may not be able to understand. Okay, mostly they can be executed, but we cannot guarantee. That's why he's saying may or may not. Okay, do you have any doubts till this point?